Max, ID, Warner Brothers Discovery, whatever you want to call them today, they are putting out a doc on Kevin Spacey and on the men and boys who have been violated by him, had bad runnings with him in the sexual realm. The trailer is out. We saw the trailer. I saw it and sent it right to you. Um, so this is going to be coming out on Max soon. What are your thoughts?
This is always an awkward conversation to have when these things come out because I'm someone who likes documentaries, and so curiosity gets me. I'm not so much a true crime person as I am someone who kind of just wants to see, like, give me a documentary about someone's life or something that someone did or whatever, and I'm interested. So to say that I'm not interested in seeing this would be a lie. Because curiosity is getting me. The trailer has me locked in. But I do realize that it's at the expense of, people who have been harmed by him. And I mean, I think like anything else, it's kind of like watching Quiet on the Set. You know that that's kind of what you're getting yourself into when you watch those types of documentaries. I also think they're necessary in that I think that sometimes culturally we don't really understand um, the impact when we don't understand how deep certain things run. So I think it's kind of like when Surviving R. Kelly came out. Why'd you make that face? You don't want me to talk about that?
You can.
The only reason I'm talking about it is because I think that it just took a deeper dive into something that I think people were very much in denial about for a long time. And I think that we become jaded, maybe not me or you specifically, but I think we as people become jaded by the good things we think about celebrities and the things that they do. We often turn a blind eye to some things that we hear about them because we like them the way we like them. I like to see you acting. I like to see you performing your songs or whatever it is. And I'm not really interested in seeing you in that way. But I think sometimes we need to see these things to understand that, like, not only are people human, but also there's some really fucked up people in this world, including your faves.
Including your faves.
So I will watch it. It looks like it's gonna be a mess. But I will watch it. But I do realize that it could be very triggering for some people, and I understand that. I sympathize with that.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey was probably my favorite non-colored actor at one point.
Not non-colored.
Non-melanated, you know. Um, Gotta add a little bit of, comedy
You'll be like,
to the serious topic. Yeah, so when all of this stuff happened and he started saying dumb stuff in response, it was hard to deal with. Phenomenal actor, but it also doesn't change what he may have done. And so where I don't know 100% what he did or did not do, we do know that there were allegations and, it looks like now they're putting a light on more people who feel brave enough to come forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it seems like these people are mostly men, and or were young men at the time. It looks like there's actually a wide variety of ages here based on the trailer. Um, and we see a lot of stuff like Surviving R. Kelly, and we see stuff that speaks about women's struggle with SA. But we don't see a lot about men,
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
And so it's a topic that's kind of like taboo. It's a topic that kind of gets brushed under the rug when it comes to boys and men.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we can watch movies and docs about women being assaulted, then yeah, it's only right that we give men a platform
Of
to
course.
speak about their situation. Um, and I want to be clear because I have publicly spoken out against people like Terry Crews, who I think is full of shit. I think this is very different in the sense that these people are not saying some random shit that doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Where Terry Crews is like, I was at a party with my family and this person just ran up and grabbed me by the dick. It's like, yeah, but what made them feel comfortable enough to do that at a party? Like, this, and Terry Crews, you're weird. So I don't know. I never really believed anything like that. And I know that's foul to say that I don't believe him, but I say that to say I think this is something that has contrast here. Like, I think this is very different than that instance and what he ran around doing a press run saying, right? These are people who you could see in the trailer alone that this is something that's difficult for them to speak about. It doesn't seem like they're trying to monetize off the trailer. Maybe the series comes out and something else happens. Maybe somebody is selling a book. I don't know. But off the trailer, it doesn't look like this is about monetization and going on press runs. It looks like this is about speaking about something that's been weighing on them. And I think that, excuse me, and this is why we drink water on the pod. Um, I think that this is something that's good in the sense that they're shining light on the things that go on with men and young men. One of the people I remember was supposed to be a boy at the time. When Kevin Spacey had allegations against him, one of them that came forward was a boy, if I remember correctly. And so, listen, this stuff is never okay, right? We shouldn't be abusing power. We shouldn't be abusing people. We shouldn't be violating people and their rights. I'm a firm believer in that. And so I think that this is something that is necessary in a sense, not to out the person, but to shine light on the other side of the story, right? It's very easy for a celebrity to go on a press run or to, have their PR team kind of step on something or, dim the light of a situation. It's not so easy for Joe Schmo to be able to speak their piece. And so, yeah, I'm interested in hearing the other side of the story. I think it's good that men are going to be able to speak about their experience, because Me Too is not just women. There are people who have been violated on every side of things. And men may not have a cool hashtag, right? Me Too was a cool hashtag. It was something that, uh, cool in the sense that it became public discourse. It became something that became like a phenomenon that people know. Today, it's still a verb, right? People still say like, "Hey, tried to Me Too me at the party." And so that's what I mean by cool. Not necessarily like it's fun that I was violated. I just want to be clear. That's not what I mean. So my point is, you don't see a lot of that stuff for men, and so the fact that um, this is their opportunity to speak, I think is a good thing. And I know you don't see a lot of stuff like this for men for a specific reason, right? I understand. I understand that women are, I don't know how to say this without YouTube flagging it, but whatever. Uh, Women are usually the people who are uh, victims of SA, right? And so I understand that. I'm not trying to say that women shouldn't be able to speak, hence the shirt I have on. I'm just saying that what we don't see is a lot of these things for men. I understand why. I'm just saying that I think it's good that men are also having the uh, opportunity to speak up as well.
Mhm.
I don't think it should only be Common and Terry Crews who do press runs and say, "Hey, this happened to me."
Mhm. I mean,
So
when what's his name, Raz from B2K came out and spoke publicly about having similar problems
experiences.
when they were younger and they were, I guess in their prime. Um, People laughed at him. People thought it was funny,
It's
and
very different for men and women. When a
yeah,
woman and a man say the same thing in in this realm, it's received very differently.
yeah. I mean, there's been talks of even like I remember a long time there were talks about Bow Wow, and and I don't want to. I'm not trying to spread rumors or fodder or whatever. But the reason why I'm bringing these people up is because I think whenever you heard or have or hear about these things regarding someone who's a man or was a boy back then or whatever it is, it's kind of like, yeah, what are you talking about? Like, or it's said in a joking way, like somehow it happening to them is somehow different or diminished in some way. So I agree with you. I think it's really important to uh, give men and boys the room to speak on these things because it doesn't only happen to women. Um,
Right.
there may be statistically, it may happen to women more, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. And I think the problem too is that the reason you don't hear about it a lot is because there is this level of shame and there is this
Yeah.
very similar to women, honestly, but there is this level of, well, you will look a certain way if you say it, or people may not believe you, or they'll think that it also it turns into a conversation about questioning your sexuality and things that it has nothing to do with. um so yeah, I think it's important to open up the conversation. If this is something that's going to open up that conversation, I think it's totally worth it. Um and yeah, I think finding out all this stuff about Kevin Spacey back then when we did was really disappointing because I too really had an affinity for Kevin Spacey. But it goes to show you, and whenever we talk about these things, that it could really be anybody. Um,
Absolutely.
you know, so yeah, that's all I got.
Me too.